speaking of 2022, the Twitter files dropped, which basically exposed government, like, entanglement with big tech social media companies censoring information, which that was kind of big for me. I mean, I like to think we're a democracy, but there's going to be propaganda in any government, but it's kind of sucks to see it, like, so obvious. I mean, I would want it to be exposed, but it kind of sucks that it exists on the scale that it did. But we kind of knew, looking at Twitter, we kind of knew that it was, like, cancel culture was already a thing, and we kind of knew that, like, Twitter was leaning a certain way.
Yeah.
And it was biased. We didn't know why, but, like, we just thought it was the powers that be at Twitter. But to come to find out, it was influence from both political parties to Twitter.
I mean, that's just honestly going back to one of the big topics that we see in 2022. Sorry, diversity and inclusion. Like, I feel like those two things go hand in hand, especially with when we talk about big business and, like, companies and stuff like that. That was one thing that got exposed this year, I feel like, as a whole. How much these companies really do not care about, like, diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
They just want to push their agenda. You see all these big brands starting to lose money because of that shit, and I think the world is starting to wake up. Majority of, like, what we do on social media, like, we're even waking up there. So
yeah, that's interesting. Do you think there will be an overcorrection per se of, like, the cancel culture to where, I mean, you look at Netflix, you look at Twitter with Elon Musk, the Netflix CEO recently spoke out and he's like, yeah, I'm for, I forget, I think he was doing an interview, it was either, like, New York Times or some magazine, they were doing an interview with him, and they expected him to, like, come at Elon Musk in a certain way, but when they actually got to talk to him, he's like, yeah, I'm for what Elon's doing and, like, exposing the truth. And they were, like, shocked by that.
Yeah, a lot of people are, because they don't expect you to kind of lean in towards that viewpoint, especially when you're in that position of power. A lot of people expect you to kind of side with what the majority of people are saying, but it's not the case. A lot of times with these CEOs and stuff.
Yeah, because you're right. With a lot of these CEOs, they'll say, "Oh, we're, like, the inclusion thing, woke," but in reality, it's like,
what's going to push the agenda?
Really, like, they want to make money at the end of the day. Whatever's going to make the most money, they care about. And I like to see it. I mean, if you look at how Netflix is, Netflix really does not care.
No.
Like, if you look at the changes they're making in 2023 with, like, no more password sharing.
Yeah, no password sharing.
Bro.
Yeah. That's going to be brutal.
That's going to be so brutal. How many of you guys in the comments use somebody else's Netflix?
Dude, I've been using someone's Netflix since the fucking DVDs, bro. Where you had to, like, rent the DVD and return that shit. Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
I don't feel like paying. I'll pay for it if I have to.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't really watch too much TV, but sometimes you just want to throw on Netflix, bro.